next step, we have to make his torso, so I've just taken some white gum paste. Now, one thing you may want to keep in mind is if you're going to cut some off, make sure you clean your blade. We've been using it to cut black, and you'll see that black color will come off on your white gum paste if it's not well cleaned. So make sure that you've cleaned the blade that you're using. So for this part, really you're just rolling a little bit of a sausage. This is going to go underneath his overcoat, so there's not going to be a lot of detail to it. It's pretty basic. Oops. And it's just going to go on top of there. So I'm checking for height and brush onto the body a little bit of water or gum glue onto that base. But again, notice now we've got black on the brush, so give your brush a thorough rinsing. And shape him a little bit while he's laying down, because the coat is going to flow down onto his hips, and so I want this to be a nice clean line. There we go. I'm going to round out the back a little bit. And you can see there's a couple of spots where I've smudged a little bit of black onto the white. That part's going to be covered by the jacket, so don't worry yourself too much about little details like that when they're going to be covered. The next step is to start dressing our groom, and we're going to create a jacket for him. So I have a little template here that I've made, and this is just a rough estimate of how it's going to be. Sometimes even after I cut this, I'll trim different areas just to shape it and get it the way that I like for it to be. This bottom curved edge is actually the bottom edge of the jacket. So if you're going to create a longer jacket for him, like if you're giving him tails or anything like that, then obviously you would want for these sides to be longer so that this part comes down further. And we're going to get our groom. Now obviously if you want this to be double-breasted, you'll fold the edges down, or if you'd like, you can create those folds so that you know about where they meet, and then take your blade and cut. There we go. So now you'll want to get your brush, and obviously you can paint inside the jacket too. And we'll let that set for a minute. I've actually made the top of the jacket just a teeny bit too tall. So I'm going to take my blade and trim off that extra. And I've got a little bit of overlap there because I'm going to, let's see, give a button or two. There we go, and if you want you can do that just by pressing little indents, or if you want you can add little bits of gum paste and paint them with some luster dust if you want them to have a little bit of shimmer. And I'm going to leave him laying on his back for just a little bit because I don't want to handle this too soon and end up possibly messing it up. So I'm going to let that just firm up a little bit before I attempt to move him again.